Hi, my name is Tiffany Bronson, and I am the Children's Services Manager at the main branch of Allen County Public Library. And I'm here today to show you some really amazing books that you can check out and record for your summer learning program. Our first book today is The House That Lou Built by May Recibio. This is an amazing book about Lou, who's a 12-year-old girl who loves woodshop class. But she also lives with her grandma and her mom in a house, and it has a huge extended Filipino family, and she's never alone. She dreams of building a tiny house. Do you know what a tiny house is? It's a really small house that usually 1 to 2 people live in. She has this piece of land that her dad left to her when he passed away, and she has dreams of building that tiny house on that little piece of land. One day, her mom tells her that they might have to move out of state because of housing. And so she knows that this is the summer that she needs to build that tiny house. Does she do it? You have to read the book to find out. Our next book is Ghosts by Jason Reynolds. Ghost, his real name is Castle. Ghost one day is walking around town and he sees kids on a track practicing running. Why do you have to practice to go running? He just runs because he has to. So he decides to go and watch the track practice. The coach looks at him and says, "This is private, you need to leave." And when Ghost doesn't respond, the coach says, "Okay, you have to run a race." So let's see what happens. Now, back at the other end of the track, the coach yelled out, "On your mark." Lou dropped down on all fours again. I just put my right foot forward. Get set. Lou puts his butt in the air. I lean in and then, ba-beep! I wish I could tell you what I was thinking, but I can't. I probably wasn't thinking nothing, just moving. Man, were my legs going. I pumped and pushed, my ankles loose and wobbly in my sneakers, my jeans stiff and hot. The whole time seeing Lou out of the corner of my eye like a white blur. And then it was over, and everybody watching, all the other runners clapping and hooted, pointing at both of us. Some had their mouths open, others just looked confused. The lady on the other side of the track, not a peep. But all the people around her were standing and cheering. Lou walked in circles with his hands on his head, trying to catch his breath, panting, wheezing out, "Who won? Who won, coach?" "I don't know, son. It was pretty close." The coach said it like the words were sour in his mouth. So the coach decides to give Ghost a chance. But Ghost, he seems to have trouble follow him, and he has a hard time at school. Can he make it? Can he stay on the track team? You have to read it to find out. Our next book is Ways to Make Sunshine by Renee Watson. Right here, this is Ryan. Ryan has a boy's name, but it means king, which means leader, which is why her parents gave her that name. Ryan is just trying to grow into her name. Can she do it? This is such a fun, enduring book and a little bit of sunshine. If you are an ordinary kid and you like to read about ordinary kids doing ordinary things, this is the book for you. I guarantee you that you'll fall in love with Ryan and she'll be like your best friend, just like she was for me. Our next book is a nonfiction graphic book, and it's called When Stars Are Scattered by Victoria Jamieson. And this is about Omar and his little brother Hassan. They're in a refugee camp in Kenya. And refugees mean that somebody had to leave their country because of something horrible like war or a natural disaster. And he's there all by himself. His parents didn't make it to the camp. And so he's in charge of his little brother who doesn't speak and doesn't communicate very well. And life's really hard. Food is just not there. It's just really hard. But they open up a school, and Omar knows that his future is with education. But that means he has to leave his little brother alone all day while he's at school. He has to make a really hard decision. What do you think you would do? This is a wonderful true story, and at the back of the book, you get to hear a little bit about Omar, the real Omar, and you also get to see pictures of him and his brother and in his camp in Kenya. Give it a try. It's called When Stars Are Scattered. Our next book is also a nonfiction book, and it's called Finding Gobi, the true story of one little dog's big journey by Dion Leonard. That's Gobi right there. So, have you ever heard of an ultra run or an ultra race? It's where runners will go really, really far. They run like 50 miles. But Dion, he's running in the Gobi Desert in China, a 155-mile race, and it's the desert, so it's really, really hot. It can get to 120 degrees. And on the second day of his run, he's running across the desert in this race. This tiny stray dog joins him and runs the entire day with him. And then at night, she curls up next to him and falls asleep. And from then on, they run the race together, and they cross the finish line together, 155 miles. And Dion knows that he has to take Gobi home to Scotland with him. But it's really hard to take a dog from China to Scotland. It's even harder when that dog goes missing in a country with 3 million people. Can he find her and take her home? You have to read the book to find out. Are you looking for something fun to do this summer? I challenge you to check out the United Tastes of America, an atlas of food, facts, and recipes from every state. So this book, it is an amazing book where it talks about each state, a little bit of the history of the food in that state, and then a recipe for you to try out at home. It has amazing pictures and amazing illustrations. Check out Nebraska. Look, they have these amazing recipe for popcorn balls. Don't those look delicious? What do you think Indiana's food is? You have to check it out to find out. Our last book today is called Humanimal: Incredible Ways Animals Are Just Like Us by Christopher Lloyd. Do you love animals? Do you think animals are amazing creatures? Do you think animals are similar to humans? So after we stopped hunting and gathering for our food, our attitudes, our humans' attitudes changed towards animals. We thought that we were better than animals and that animals were not very smart. And then scientists decided that they were going to start observing animals, and they found out that animals are actually really smart and a lot like us. They have communities. They practice teamwork. They build cities underground. Now, granted, they're not like our cities, but they're still cities underground, and so much more. Leafcutter ants create farms just like we create farms. Macaroni penguins, they love and care for each other just like we love and care for each other. And octopuses are so smart, and they can fit into tiny little holes. So if you want to amaze your friends and families with great animal knowledge, check out this book. You'll find out lots of fun facts. I hope to see you at the library this summer. Don't forget to sign up for our summer learning program. Thank you.